All right, welcome back to another video of financially breaking down the most recent PSA submission. We're going to be reading between the lines numbers type of video here. So let's jump into it. If you're familiar with this video, excuse me, I'll explain it a little bit if you're not. So I'm going to have obviously all the cards in the latest submission, purchase date, where I purchased the card, what I pre-graded the card for. I'll highlight these a little bit better. What we actually got back from PSA. PSA grading cost for each card, what I actually purchased each card for, and their value, profit, estimated profit, return on investment, pop counts, obviously, pop higher, and whether I'm going to be selling or PCing, or if I've specifically, as of recording this video, have already sold these types of cards. Obviously, green is good. Normally means money. 47%, 7 cards were in the money, as we like to say. About 5 cards, 33% were average. So, and then of course 3 cards at 20%. It does say 16 cards. These percentages are based off 15 cards. What have you, being the Darrelle Revis here was min size, so I did not count that. I haven't adjusted the 16 to say 15 here. But didn't get charged for it, so the value went down. Everything has been adjusted accordingly. So let's jump into the first card. The Brady was really hoping on that PSA 8. That would have been a whole lot better to have instead of the 7. 7s, I'm gonna be lucky. At 150, it would take a while. I'll probably end up taking like 130 and just breaking even. Because if I take if I go down, a few. Obviously, it's been graded a lot, as you can see, with the pop counts. So, again, I picked it up raw. I was pretty sold on the 8, something you could re-crack, but I'm just not going to go through the hassle of that. I'll just accept the 7 and move on. Next up, the 2002 Topps Chrome Jamal Lewis Black Refractor. This got a bump. I had it as a pre-grade of an 8. I remember it being a little off-center. I think there were some surface issues on this guy. Hit the 9. This was kind of a throw-in. There was a few cards that were thrown. I was low in inventory on getting a submission out, so some of them were a little bit reaches, as you can see here. But in the total scheme of things, we're still up, ideally. Again, how long it's going to take me to sell these cards. Will I actually sell all these cards for these types of current graded values? Remains to be seen, of course. That Jamal Lewis, it's a $20 card. Just like this next card. The Darren Sproles, it's a rookie card. It is a red. There was a different parallel scheme, I think, for this. It's an auto. I had it hitting a 9, it hit the 9. Yeah, we're basically breaking even here. There's not much going on. That was to throw in for whatever reason. Here's one where I actually thought I must have overlooked something. I had it hitting a favoring a 9. This Dustin Pedroia hit a 7, and yikes, we lost not too much. Thankfully, it's already sold. Someone bought it for $15, so that's kind of good to just get those ones that are well below your estimated thought process. Justin Pedroia, rookie card, how's it going for? Big name during this time of years for the Boston Red Sox. So there was a few things going for this. If it hit that 9, I don't know the values. There's 93 higher than the 7, so obviously anything greater than that 7 would have been better to have. Still have this guy, the Ray Lewis, in the blue. The blue were the only ones I think that were numbered. Hit a 10, all white card, pretty easy to gem if everything else going forward is pretty clean. So obviously thankful to have that. I have that card being around a $40 card. Not much profit. You definitely kind of need the 10 and a 9. You're going to be breaking even or losing some value on that card. Granted, what did I buy that card? $5.75 ideally. So, yeah, hopefully that goes. Here's one that did go. Champ Bailey bought this for $34.08 out the door. When you do see these raw purchase pricing, the obviously card show pricing is going to be very even. You're paying cash, but these other ones that you see from eBay, for instance, it's going to be the card plus shipping plus tax, all of that out the door to my hands, their door into my hands. So all in on that card at $34.08. I did sell that card for, it was 99. I always put 99 cents. It was $99.99. $100 on that card. So we made a solid $45.93 on that card. Good return on investment. That's more than doubling your money right there. So next up, still have this guy in hand, breaking even type of card, kind of a throw-in card. Once you start kind of doing this process, you kind of learn what works. Obviously, my trend of cards, they're skewed a little bit towards historical Hall of Famer, well-known names, types of things with football during this time period of the mid-2000s and 2010s decades. Obviously, not ultra-modern current type of players. I try to stay away from them as much as possible because 99% of them do not pan out, and there's just too much unknown. The risk-reward type of factor. I mean, we're all playing that game too, regardless, even here. So, next up, Brian Wilson. I didn't really get too much in that card. There's not too much talked about with with that card. We're gonna be losing money regardless if I can sell it for the $20 value. It is a color match, but regardless. All right, back to the Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson PC card. It's the first card I think, yes, we have for the PC. So we know we're a little bit more lenient when it comes to submitting a PC card. We want that card, at least I do, want it encapsulated. I want it in my collection, just like I have everything else graded in my collection. I do have this card in the black. It hit a 10, actually. The blacks are numbered out of 100. Obviously, this gold's numbered out of 50. Very common numbering print run there. I paid a hefty price out the door to get that in my hands. I think it was just the pictures look good. It was bidding war type of thing. They're not going to come up very often. The pose, obviously, there's memorable value to that card for many of us Giants fans. So regardless, it's going to be losing money, but when it comes to PC stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. I might be able to throw that card in because they don't pop up and get a bidding war again, but that's staying in my hands for now. Another back-to-back PC card. This Crystal Atomic Refractor Frank Gore. Again, I've kind of preached on this parallel before. Very sought after parallel within Topps Chrome, and especially for higher end named players. I estimated around $40 in a 9. I could be a little low on that. I mean, some of these obviously are going to be variable. Out the door, I paid that $44.69, so we're losing some. Thankfully, it hit the 9 because I actually had this hitting an 8. It was so off center. I don't think the surface was too bad, which I think helped, but I felt like the centering was so much that it hit an 8 because of that. But we got the bump on the 9, thankfully. Actually, just sold this card a few hours ago, and what is going for this card is that it is first year Panini Prism. Pick first year Panini Prism up. It is highly sought after. It's going to gain value, I believe. The green is not numbered, but it is a pretty decently big name. Again, these don't pop up very often. If you can find rarity within certain players for certain sets, then you have that advantage. You're going to have the only one listed most likely. So when someone comes across it, they'll be that much more draw because they're not going to be able to find it anywhere else, type of thing. And what did I pick that up for? $23.02 shipped to my door. I did just sell it for that $40. So thankfully sold it for that. Anything less would have been much less of a profit there. Obviously, we're still losing money, but you play the whole game of everything combined. As you can see, you win some, you lose some within each order. We all know that at this point. This is a solid card. Antonio Gates, I would say go pick up as many Antonio Gates cards as you can right now. Any Hall of Famers that are going to be hitting the Canton, Ohio this summer, their cards are going to get, the hype's going to be surrounding. So I'm comfortable. One did sell. There's only two, a pop two, mine, and I think one sold as soon as I got this return back for $75. So I have this at 80 listed on eBay right now. It'll eventually go for that. I'll just hold out. It'll take an offer again at 75 with someone just sold it. So we're still up in the money. I only bought that card. And again, very rare card. Red refractor, numbered out of 25. Most red refractors nowadays are numbered out of 5 or 25 type of thing. Well, actually, I don't know. Nowadays, I might have said that wrong a little bit, but during this time of Topps Chrome, football specifically, I don't know the other sports. Next up, Peyton Manning. Got this at the card show where I purchased some of these other cards at. Thought it looked very clean. I bought both of these from the same vendor. Total of $10 for these two cards. This Kyle Schwarber will stick to the Manning for now. And I was sold on a 10 with that. If that card didn't hit a 10, I was going to be severely questioning myself. And they range between, there's quite a few. What is the pop? 45. There's quite a few of them out there. And it's not numbered, but it's basically, in a sense, color matching. So there's that gravitation. That's why I picked it up. If it was like a purple or, some other weird, I don't know, camos, blue maybe, but Denver Broncos blue during that time is a little bit more navy compared to the blue refractor finish blue within the set designs. So it's kind of simple, easy one there. Big name, Manning. Can't go wrong with picking his cards up for a decent price. Obviously, we'll skip over the Darrelle Revis. I actually did just list this back on eBay, and it has actually sold. I think I sold it. I didn't put what I paid. I kind of zeroed everything out. I did have it in, but I think I actually sold it for more than what I bought it for. But of course, eBay fees and everything are going to come into play for that. So basically was a wash on that. Kyle Schwarber, just like I was talking about the Peyton Manning, same vendor. Both of these $10, still have yet to sell this. These have jumped around all over, but that's about an average of 35. I just need him to kind of have a game or go hot or something during the season, and that card should be able to sell. Rookie card, bigger name, big time team right now. Phillies are playing pretty good, so that's trending for a $10 sell. But I mean, again, look at the return on investment. You bought it for $5, you put 20 into it, so 25. It's not much, but again, all this stuff adds up. It compounds on each other. Next up, one for me. The George Kittle green, numbered out of 5. This was a big time 10. I am going after this set. I was like, okay, it's going to get a 9, but I'm not going to be able to ever find this card ever again. This bad boy hit a freaking 10. I was ecstatic. I don't remember, maybe PC cards, I'm a little bit maybe harsher on grading. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what I saw on it to warrant the 9 there, but I bought that at an offer of $50. I think they had it listed at 100 with offers, if I'm remembering this right. I think taxes and shipping pushed it to the $57.50, and I just did the 3 times rule to give in, because this type of card you're not going to be able to get a value necessarily. So if you know the 3 times rule, basically 9s and raws are kind of the same right now. So I just basically, well, I guess the 3 times rule would be 150 in a sense, or a little bit more. You could do 60 times 3, whatever the case be that. But in that range, I just made it an even cool 200. I think it's warranted almost in a sense. At least obviously in my eyes, I'm going to be biased. But the return on investment of that, of course, would be crazy. But that would be obviously someone who would want the card for their set, like myself. I highly doubt there's many others trying to collect this set besides me. There's got to be. Obviously, there's so many people in this hobby. But let's get to the last one. Again, PC card. Black Refractor, numbered out of 10. Impossible card to find ever again. I bought this card a long time ago, as you can see. Well over a year ago at this point. I had this card a mess. It was scratched up and it looked like it got ran through a field. So I was like, it's hitting a 6 or 7. Somehow the grader maybe is a Giants fan living in LA. I don't know. It hit an 8. That's 2 grades higher than my low. I bought that card. Let's see, this year came out 2022, I want to say. I think this 2001 Platinum Anniversary came out like a whole year late or something like that. I remember. It was a hot thing to be getting cards because everyone was kind of scrambling to get the cards what they wanted. So it was pricey, as you can see, but I think it's warranted. Something that rare and on-card auto of a PC player. You're kind of going to be more willing, obviously, to get that in your hands than compared to others that you're going to try to make a profit on. You'll be a little bit more strict and stringent to not strain the wallet. So regardless if that's the type of value you think is accurate, I just again similar landed it there. So all in all, down here is a little bit more I've added to this sheet. The sheet, by the way, is down in the link in the description if you would like to use this sheet. I've, as you can see, colored it. Now I have expenses and my costs for PC differentiated, so I can go ahead and get the accurate expenses for tax purposes on what I'm paying based on what I'm paying for myself. So that's all split up, as you can see here, and all the numbers. And this date is when I'm grabbing the comps for this. So average return on investment, it's there. We're making a profit, ideally, if I was to sell all these at once. But again, we know this is going to take time in this game. But I think we'll land it there. And as always, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video helped you. Maybe it was a little bit more educational. Whatever case be, thank you again for watching, sticking around, and you all have a good one. Take care.